Well, earlier in the show, Michelle Rook had a look at the state of the dairy industry, and there's no doubt dairy producers have faced major headwinds the past couple years with milk prices. But one area of opportunity is beef on dairy. And as we show you this weekend, it's an opportunity in which dairy producers of all sizes are cashing in.
We reuse the sand and then it all goes through a manure separator.
Finding efficiency at every level.
And then the sand goes through another separator and takes out all of the solid manure so we can utilize that on fields.
Is one way this fourth-generation dairy producer has learned to thrive.
And then the liquid will go back out to our lagoons, and then it will cycle back through, flush our floors, and then eventually we'll take the lagoon water and irrigate it out on our fescue to help us grow crops.
Because on this 1,100 cow Indiana dairy farm, there is no waste.
I think it's one of the coolest things about dairy farms in general is that we just recycle everything.
Alex Neuenschwander says when they expanded and built the new barn in 2019, they also modernized their dairy.
Using modern technology has been a huge thing to help us be more efficient. We're utilizing sensors on the cows. We're utilizing AI technology on cameras that are constantly watching the cows, so we can make fast, informed decisions, just as quick as we need to. And that has really helped us become more efficient, streamline some labor, and just getting us where we need to be so that we can work the most efficiently as possible too.
Another game changer, according to Neuenschwander, is the focus of beef on dairy.
70% of our cows we use for beef on dairy, so they'll have a beef calf that's marketable from day one.
He says by breeding for beef, it's bringing even more value back to their dairy farm, fueling another revenue stream.
The buyer will come in 2 or 3 times a week and buy all of the baby calves that are beef calves. It's really a high value-added enterprise for sure. They just bring a lot of value back to the dairy.
The team at Farm Journal's Dairy Herd just released a State of the Dairy report, which was based off a survey of more than 200 dairy producers. The survey found 59% of dairy operations are breeding for beef on dairy, and just over half are raising them.
Well, it began really as we came into 2019, 2020. We saw, especially in the COVID years, a lot of disruption in the supply chain around beef.
That, coupled with the drought in the West and South, sparked a new opportunity for dairy farmers to cash in.
Today, we have some of the highest on-farm prices for cattle that we've seen in history. Day-old beef calves are, selling for $900 to $1,000 right off of the farm.
Mike North says in 2020, those calves were virtually worth nothing.
At the time, we had plenty of replacement heifers, and dairymen said, you know what, we're just going to start breeding some of our lower genomic testing cows to beef and putting beef semen in them.
We breed our best cows to sex semen and the lower end ones to beef semen, and then we can improve our genetics off of our highest cows, mated with the best bulls, and everything else is a valuable beef calf. So it's a win-win for us.
From more consistent carcasses to high-quality beef, North says beef on dairy has become big business and one that isn't going away.
With the advent of genomics, with sexed beef semen, with improved bull selection and availability of beef semen, and pricing that is providing a great incentive against a beef herd that likely isn't going to grow much either.
The State of the Dairy Industry report also found, despite a mountain of challenges for dairy farmers, more than half plan to grow in one way or another over the next 5 years.
It could be more cows. It could be this beef on dairy discussion that we had, and adding another enterprise to the operation. Maybe it's feed security and moving towards growing all of my own forages. Either way, I'm going to have to create new growth inside my operation to be able to accommodate the arrival of the next generation and or to overcome some of the margin compression that we've had over these last many years.
As dairy farmers like Neuenschwander continue to ride the volatility of milk prices, they're looking for growth any way they can, even if that growth is measured in many different ways.
Dairy farms are getting better all the time. It used to be that, let's say we were making 80 pounds of milk and we thought that was good. Now you need to be making 90 pounds of milk and for it to be good. It's just Dairy farms are getting way more efficient.
Alex actually has a big job off the farm this weekend. That's because he's the 2024 Indy 500 milkman. That's the individual who will deliver the coveted glass of milk to the winning driver this weekend. So a toast to that tradition. We'll do that next.